You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real World After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real World After Show.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing it. Our final. Whoa. AfterBuzz TV After Show for the Real World. Portland season. Damn, I'm at 28 episode.
28.
Damn, 30.
Out with a bang, baby.
Out with a bang.
This episode went by. This season went by really quickly.
It did go by really fast.
So sad.
But it went out with a bang.
Oh, yes,
Sure
it did.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't have more episodes because this was like the greatest cast of all time.
I thought people are saying they hate the cast.
I did not like it. I did not think it was.
Oh my god! I thought the season was so much fun.
I did too.
It was
I did
fun.
like
That was the best.
Right.
They gave me enough people to not like,
Haters
people to
gonna
love,
hate.
and players gonna play.
Ball.
All right, I am DJ Jesse Janedy, joined in studio by Nicolette Gaona,
Hey, y'all. What's up?
Drea Renee,
Hola, ¿cómo está?
and Roxy Striar.
Hello.
All right, and we're going to have Jordan calling in just a little bit, but let's talk about this damn episode. So obviously we had the fight last week, and Nia went ham.
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
Hot as a motherfucker.
And we're seeing the aftermath of it this week.
The aftermath, and we got the vote situation.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about this tonight?
Well, okay, it started off, you know, her going behind Avery, hitting her in the head.
That.
I mean, that bang was like, boom. You know what I'm saying? So,
Wait, can you just, for the fans out there who are obsessed with you and the face you make, if somebody hits you one more time, flashback to last week, you know, somebody hits you and you go.
What do you? No, you did too fast with the hip.
okay, hold on, let me.
Slow mo.
Okay.
Nicolette, please.
And then, like, I feel like a little sound after. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, Jesse, let's go.
Jesse, we out of here. Okay.
Well, where did you stand with the voting process?
Okay,
Obviously,
honestly, last week I predicted that Jordan wouldn't send Nia home just because I feel like he's, I don't even want to use the word above that, but I feel like he always is trying to stay out of other people's drama, and he really wasn't involved in this. I mean, yes, we see him holding back Nia, but it wasn't his fight to fight. So I was surprised that he voted to send her home. And then we were also surprised that nobody else voted that way, but as Jessica says, she didn't want to vote that way because she's scared shitless.
I love that
Right.
Jessica said that because I would have been like, you know what, I'm not going to say nothing because I do not want Nia on my bad side.
Right.
You can stay. It's all good.
but you would think Nia would want to be. She would keep Nia there because Nia's been nice to her.
Right. But I think the thing why Jordan, you know, voted for her is she totally, like, was calling him out in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Like, putting him out there that he was, like, basically wanting her to get hit. Like, nah, like, you need to leave. Like, you're over here throwing punches. Like, I was trying to help the situation. You over here twisting the situation.
I could see, though, how she maybe thought he was holding her back when I watched it for like 1 second.
But Johnny was completely holding back Avery.
Not completely.
right.
No, he was not.
Not completely.
No,
Jordan was
in this
really
episode
holding.
tonight, when you see and she comes into the bathroom, then Johnny literally rips Avery away from Nia, and Avery's so pissed off. She's like, "This is not fair."
She goes, if somebody hits me, you can't do that.
So he, like, I get at first he wasn't holding her back. You're totally right, but then later on, Johnny was the one. I mean, Jordan didn't even get involved at that point. Yeah, the second fight, Johnny like rips Avery away. Otherwise, if no guys were there to end the fight, one of them would end up dead.
Avery would have got her ass kicked.
I don't know. I don't know. Avery got
I don't know.
claws.
I think it would have just kept on going and kept on going until someone just died.
That's not literally somebody ended up
Like, boom, okay, that's it. I'm on the floor, I'm dead. Like,
Honestly, though, I mean, I know that sometimes we're like on Avery. I know that we're on Avery sometimes, but I really do understand that she was scared for her safety, especially when you have Nia saying there, I'm not going to stop.
Right.
Like, it's not like Nia looked at her and was
All
like,
day,
let's call it a
every
truce.
day.
Yeah, she was like, all day, I'm going to see you on the toilet. I'm going to see you doing this. Anytime you're painting your nails, I'm going to hit you. So I understand why Avery didn't feel safe. It was just so funny to me when Johnny was like, I'm scared for my safety.
We don't
no,
feel
you're
safe
not.
here.
You're scared for your girlfriend's safety. Just say that. Like,
But it's just like, just own up to it. Be like,
Right.
look, this is all over shit. Literally. Shit. I'm sorry. I will clean it up. Like, damn. Like, drop it, Avery. Like, it's. But I get it. Now it's pride and.
And now it's and they were scared, so they went to a hotel, which I'm like, all right, like I guess, like go ahead,
Felicia.
like
okay, I love the direct to cameras, like you're saying, with it's all over shit. Not Avery, Bird and Marlon, they both keep looking at the camera. It's about a turd. It's about a turd. And it's like, it's ridiculous.
I hate that word turd.
I hate that word
like
too.
that is
Turdism.
not
I
like
hate it.
It sounds like a piece of turd.
but yeah, like just say
Ugh.
shit or something.
I
Like,
know.
turd just sounds like it's like
It just kind
turd.
of irks me. Like,
Turd, y'all. Like, turd. We're in Portland.
Like what
we use
is
the word
that?
turd.
Like what is a turd? Like
I
it just
don't
needs to be
You know what
shit.
bothers it?
Like,
It's the T. It goes. It's like, ugh.
Oh, that's
Or
the
you just
exact
say
reason that
poop.
moist
I mean,
bothers me.
to say moist.
Moist.
So you would really hate a moist turd.
I'm leaving. I quit.
All right.
All right,
Wait.
please. Okay.
Question for you guys. If you guys were put in this situation in this house, if you were there, let's say you're not Avery, would you have voted Nia out the house? If you were in Bird or situation. Let's say Bird situation. If you were, would you have voted Nia out? Yes or no?
I just would have just been like, neither.
The problem
everybody
was-
stay. What the fuck?
Yeah, I would have went with Jessica. I'm like, no, you can stay. I don't get my ass.
The problem was the way it was phrased, it was either you're voting Nia out or you're voting us out.
Right.
That's
They
the
didn't-
problem.
yeah.
It's because they were like, we're leaving unless you vote Nia out. So really, it's not, will you vote Nia out? It's
Bye, Felicia.
which one
And
are you
they
voting
did,
out?
Felicia.
And I would
Right.
never, people who phrase it like that, I don't support that. So I wouldn't have voted Nia out. No.
Yeah.
We'll be at the house. Hope y'all leave.
But I had somebody on YouTube ask me to ask the question of why weren't they kicked out by the show?
And we're gonna definitely ask Jordan that.
Right, but do we have any ideas before we talk to him tonight? Because I don't understand. This was a really, really aggressive fight. Maybe it was just because it was so close to the end, but in previous years, gone.
People.
yeah.
they've been gone.
2
I would-
seconds.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because they were both kind of even with
Right.
the punches, so it's like,
Can send
you
two
know,
people
who
home.
really?
Yeah, but the
you
fact that
know-
Nia picked up an item to use, I think that kind of.
I mean, I feel like they're.
usually they'd send them home.
I feel
Well,
like
she
they're
did that a
more.
long time ago with Jordan too. You
With
think
the
they would have sent her
lamp.
home?
But the
for
reality
that.
is on Bad Girls Club, even if you do punch someone, if you're delivering drama for the show, producers will find a way for you to stay.
and then I go kick Nia off.
No, but at the same time, like if you think about the challenge, I feel like they're more strict on the challenge. We got a couple kids kicked off last season just for doing like little things.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
that's because the challenge is like the challenge.
Yeah.
No, but you would think it'd be the opposite. You would think they'd be able to be more aggressive on the challenge. In the real
yeah,
world,
yeah.
it's daintier.
That is weird. Yeah.
I don't even. Dainty's the wrong word, but you guys know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. Yes.
So no, I definitely wouldn't have voted to kick her out, but I do think it was. They needed to have a meeting. I mean, you can't just let that go. But with a couple days left, it was like,
It was like, what's the point?
what's the freaking
We got
point?
48 hours. Nia, would you like to leave?
Yeah.
What is that?
And especially if the show's not going to kick her off, what is she going to do? Go stay in the hotel instead of Avery
Right.
and Johnny? Like, so what
Right.
good?
At least they can stay in the hotel and just damn screw like bunnies.
Exactly. Do whatever they
They were
do.
probably happy about it. I wonder if MTV paid for that.
Well, I know what you guys can pay for. Not us, because we deliver free content to you guys. We're going to give you guys a shout out for tuning in every single week and hitting us up on YouTube and iTunes. Please, if you haven't hit us up on iTunes, please subscribe to us, rate us, comment, and also please support AfterBuzz TV by checking out The Adventures of Serial Buddies. Kevin Undergaro and Maria Menounos, the creators of AfterBuzz, have created an amazing cult comedy classic called The Adventures of Serial Buddies. We've all seen it. It's hilarious. And like I said, if you guys want to know why chicks dig champions, check out The Adventures of Serial Buddies. It's on iTunes. So please download and help support AfterBuzz TV and help support us.
I'm going to call out Roxy. Have you seen this movie yet? Because I don't think Roxy's actually seen this movie.
Are you kidding? I
serious?
saw it in theaters, you asshole. I love
Oh, yeah.
the movie.
Never mind, because I remember that.
Hey,
'Cause
hey,
it wasn't
Phil,
until then
she
that she
tried
saw
it.
it. It wasn't until then that
Right,
she saw.
so
That's what I remember. So I got it wrong.
I didn't see it for we kept having screenings at the studio, and I kept missing it, so people don't think I've seen it, but I've seen it, and it's hilarious, and it's got like a million celebrities and some of our very own AfterBuzzers.
Energy vampires.
And you're helping to keep our lights on, so hook it up.
Hook it up.
Okay.
All right.
Okay then, Nicolette.
All right.
Can we please talk about now? So Nia stays in the house,
Yeah.
and then
that?
I believe
Hello,
we have
I believe it may be Jordan.
Jordan.
All right, Jordan, you're on the line.
Hello.
Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where are you from?
Oh, I think a bad disconnection.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
And
Let's talk about what did you guys think about Nia going to her trainer Dom?
Okay, Dom, who the fuck are you, first of all?
Wow.
Like, why did he just make the, eighth? Like,
I mean,
It was like a whole episode about him.
It should have been called The Dom Show. Was
Yes.
the episode. Literally, I didn't mind it, honestly. Though.
From gangster to godsend.
It's okay. It's
His
just
red
weird.
pip jacket.
It's just weird that they would introduce somebody we've seen him once before, but very late in the season. But they didn't have a choice because he was the middleman for everything tonight. I mean,
Right.
he was the middleman between the fight with the whole thing that happened with Nia and Jordan,
Right.
and then Marlon's talking to him, and he's out at the club, and Nia's calling him on the phone, and then he's on the phone with Jordan. Like,
Yeah, he was involved in everything, and I was like, where did he come from with his pimp red jacket? Like, bye.
and Nia's the whole time she's like, "This is my boy. I love him. Like, I've seen him once, and he was your trainer."
Exactly. And then she went all gangster, and I'm like, no,
She's like,
I love
I
him,
know
but-
people. I know people. I'm like, girl, sit down.
Okay, on that note, she says, I have that thug in me too.
Yes, I wrote
Girl, you just spent all last week talking about how you're from the suburbs. And how you had no thug in you, and that's not how you grew up.
And how you don't fight.
It's like
and
Dom
you
is a
over here
G.
wanting to throw bows at every second, at every hour.
And she was telling Marsh, like, it's done already. I mean, sorry. And I'm
I
like,
told him he was
Nia.
dead 2 weeks ago. No, he's definitely still alive.
I saw her with this girl in the reunion. He's all right.
Okay.
Okay, but in all fairness, by the end of the episode, which we'll talk about more, she does come around and she says, I'm
That's
really
true.
glad I didn't go
That's
with plan A.
Well,
So
yeah,
I like
I
people
mean,
who can
you-
admit their mistakes,
Yeah.
at least, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you got to feel better about somebody who knows what they did or what they were trying to do was wrong than somebody who looks back and is like, whatever.
Good play,
Right.
girl.
But it was
Good
all
play.
because of Dom, Mr.
Good
Praise him,
show.
hallelujah.
Marlon's just been, Marlon's been just pouring it out to everybody.
ahead.
Oh, all the love.
All the love, all the.
What's the deal with I feel like Dom and Nia kind of hit it off sexually, no? Like, didn't you feel like they?
Oh, good, because
Well,
I thought you might have been like Marlon and Dom.
All right. Did I not say that? Did I not say that? Did I not say that?
Because my situation is I heard some tea in between when we spoke to Marlon. And should I put the tea out there?
Put the
Not
tea.
yet.
No, we can save the
Say
tea.
No,
we have to
what's
save it for the
tea?
challenge. We have to save it for the.
Tell me what's
Girl.
tea.
This is what the real tea was. Is Marlon was talking to Dom.
All right,
and was
guys,
looking
we
into
do
his
have Jordan.
eyes,
Do we
And I
have
couldn't
him?
say no.
We're
Jordan,
gonna save the tea for the end.
we're gonna save the tea for the end. Jordan is on the line. What's going on, Jordan?
Not a lot. How are you guys? How's
Hi,
everyone?
Jordan.
We are great. So, Jordan, finally we have you on the line. We've been trying to get in contact with you all season. We've been getting so much hate mail because you're one of our. We stick up
Favorites.
for you all the time.
We do stick up for him.
And the
I know. You know what? That's what I'm hearing. And how did I not know about this? How did you guys not just fly out here and grab me?
Well, we meant to do that. I mean, actually, the whole reason it started was we had gone to see the big blow-up episode. We went to the after show and we saw.
I think it's episode 7.
Episode 7, we went to the after show where you were being interviewed by Coral, Marlon, Bird, and Nia, and we got to see you there. We was there for a couple hours, and we got to see the whole blow-up.
Right.
And not knowing anything, watching that one episode, we all kind of saw exactly how the fight went down, and we kind of sided with you, as I personally feel Coral kind of sided with you as well.
Right.
But the way MTV edited it made it look like Coral was siding more with Nia. So, I mean, before we get into that, I want to know, Jordan, obviously your upbringing, you've been very open about it on the show. Why did you want to get on The Real World? What made you want to go into the Real World?
It was never that whole thing of like, oh, The Real World, I want to get on it. To be honest, I don't mean to offend any fans or anything, but I don't watch The Real World. I watched a little bit of the challenge because I love competition, as you can all see. But I never watched it. And we were at a bar and they had one. And they said, "Yo, you want to try?" And I said, "All right, whatever." And
All right.
couple months later, I was leaving for Portland. And literally when they called to say, hey, you made it, my first thing was, you're fucking shitting me. I was like, there's no fucking way you picked me to do this thing. But sure as shit.
Sure as shit.
So you get in the house, automatically, who did you kind of butt heads with in the house?
Butt heads was definitely Bird. Anastasia and I, you know, like you guys said, our lifestyle out here in Oklahoma is we get our ass kicked and we do hard work. And I could immediately see in Bird that she had never been, like, pushed. And I don't mean pushed as in bullied. I mean pushed as in pushed to succeed. Pushed further than what you think you can do. Mm-hmm. We all think we can do something, but you can do 10 times more whenever someone pushes you. It's just like when girls go to a boot class and you're like, man, that workout was so good. How come I don't get that at the gym? Because you need someone there to push you. And I wanted to be the one who pushed her. I see so much in Anastasia. She just needs a good swift kick in the rear, and it'd be gold. But she took it as I'm just bashing her, and I'm coming at her. And I'm like, no, be a competitor right now. Have a competitor's mindset and just take this and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the real world. Were you ever attracted to Bird at all?
Because that came off to us in the beginning.
I know, and I've never seen. Actually, I just finished watching our finale. That is the first episode I've seen. First full episode that I've seen of our season.
You haven't watched any of the episodes?
No, I don't watch our season because I want to. When people call and ask me what happened, I'm telling you what happened. I'm not telling you what you saw. I'm telling you what happened. Period.
Okay.
Nothing made up, no editing, no nothing. All my bad, I'll tell you. I'll tell you how every time I fucked up, but I'm going to tell you everything that got left out, too.
Well, okay, here's one that we kind of were confused by. There was a scene when you were at Pizza Schmitza and you're on the bar, and Johnny kept getting mad at you. He kept saying, you're embarrassing us, get down, you're offending the town people. What was that? And it made no sense to any of us with why Johnny got so mad. What was that situation about?
That was, I was sitting at the bar, pretty much the seat I was standing on. I was sitting there. Johnny, Avery, Marlon, they were sitting behind me in one of the booths, and they were just sitting there going on and bashing. Oh, he's such an asshole. He's such a douche. All this. And I turned around and I go, look, dude, I'm right here. If you really want to say something, I'm right here. And then I turned around, and then that's when they just started yelling from the booth. And that's when I stood up, and I was like, me, you see me? Come talk to me. Stand up and come. And they just sat there. That's what that whole thing was about. And that was in, like, okay, we'll be generous. Well, it was like a 2-week stretch that I was not very well liked. I wasn't the favorite person in the house. But that was quickly over, and they edited it really bad from what I hear.
Yeah, they did.
I'm an asshole, but I'm not that bad.
It seems like by the end of the season, though, you didn't have, especially when you made up with Nia at the very end, you didn't have any enemies left. And when you came into the house, it kind of seemed like Jordan versus the world. Do you feel like you made an active choice to change something about yourself, or why do you feel like everybody came around to you? Are you just that kind of person that rubs people the wrong way at first, or how did that work?
Well, the situation had so much to do with it. Everyone I meet, they all say the first thing, wow, dude, you are so nice, you're so helpful. But then, I mean, when you get around the work setting, I take work very seriously. Even if it's an interview that production set up, I'm still working, I'm still getting paid, and it's still somebody else's company and name. So in everything we did, everything, and that comes off. I mean, my father, he owns a construction company that I help run, so I have to tell people that are twice my age, hey, man, this is wrong. I need you to get it done. We've got a deadline in 16 hours. I need this done now. And when you're in a house 24 hours a day, you cannot leave. You know, you're always there. It's if you get a bicker with your friend at home, you cannot see them for 2 weeks or, a couple days. You cool down, you see each other again. You don't even remember what you bickered about, and you're gold. There is none of that in the house.
Right.
You go to sleep and wake up, and it's all still there. So at first we all loved each other, and then it got around to, okay, like, this is a lot. This is a lot of Jordan to take, and I'll admit, I've said it multiple times. I would kick my own ass if I hung out with me 24 hours a day.
Well,
but
where do you stand with
they had to deal
Marlon?
with it. I was sorry for that, but they saw in the end, and even on the reunion, you can see, I don't know, nobody has any problems. We all love each other, and editing had a big part. Played a big part in the beginning.
What about the editing as far as you and Marlon's situation? Because you guys come off like one day he can't stand you, and it seems like he's kind of leading the pact of against Jordan, and then other days it's like you two are the ones going out and hanging out with each other.
That right there was the Marlon and Jordan of 96% of the time. Marlon's any hate that Marlon had was literally in the beginning when everyone was kind of on that train, and then after that, and especially after the Nia fight, we were gold. I mean, he's wingman, I'm wingman, we were going out. That was it. Marlon and I were the only ones who would just keep going out. We're good. We were always good, and they kind of spruced that up, I guess.
What about Jessica? How are you guys currently?
Currently, we're good because I don't have to live with her. But it's another one of those things, you know, when you're around someone 24 hours a day, it gets old. And to be honest, they made it look like it was such a one-person hate party, but everyone felt the same way. All they could say were the same things, like, dude, shut her up. Johnny hated on me at first he was like, dude, you shouldn't hate on her so bad. And literally a week later, he came in and he goes, I'm sorry, dude. You were right. You just saw it sooner than I did.
Yeah,
I hate her.
Jessica was tough. She was a little tough for us this season.
Right.
I mean,
a little rubbery to chew, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah. So you said that you didn't watch the show this season, but what about your father? Was he watching the show?
I know that he watched the first little bit, but to go along with that, I really didn't get any feedback from any friends, any family. I was gone for the first 8 episodes in Thailand, filming Rivals 2. So I didn't see any of that. That's why I was completely gone off of social media. You know, there's a bunch of tweets like, oh, he's so scared to come back. I'm like, nah, homie. Doing something better.
Oh, Jordan, little gangsta.
When you finally did come back, what did you feel like the overall consensus was of everybody's opinion of what had been going on with you on the show?
Well, he feels everyone hated. He wasn't watching AfterBuzz.
Exactly.
See, that's where I should have been. But yeah, no, I just kind of, I mean, I'm not going to filter through all those. I kind of scrolled down a little bit through the tweets and saw, for the most part, it was just, oh, you're a douche, or you're this, you're that, you're a racist, or whatever. But
I guess
I was
one of the main reasons why, you know, we grown to like you is we feel like you give it to them straight. You really don't, you know, you put the bullshit aside and you don't sugarcoat, and you're really straightforward. And I think that's what people hate, but at the same time that makes you a good person because you tell them straight up how you feel at that time. So that is one reason why we do like you here at AfterBuzz, because we like people like that.
You said that perfectly. I was raised that way. I mean, when I was 9 years old, if I made a mistake, it wasn't, oh, honey, you did this wrong, but it's okay, I'll fix it for you. It was like, yo, dum-dum, you messed that up. Take it apart, fix it, and do it right. Like, just do it. And it wasn't like a, oh, my God, I'm getting picked on. It was like a, shit, I got to do this again? And then you know, and people don't like that. People don't like, I would much rather a friend turn to me and say, dude, shut the fuck up. You're an idiot right now. As opposed to making weird faces to everybody else and then a week later telling me, yeah, man, we could not stand you that day. I'd rather you just tell me shut up so I can stop embarrassing myself. But for most people, they're like, oh, my God, they just told me to shut up.
Right.
Well, and so going to the big blowout episode with you, you know, we've heard Nia's side. We've heard Marlon's side. We've heard Bird's side.
We've heard Bird's boyfriend's side.
Side. You know, so
you guys talked to Mark?
Yeah. Exactly.
Mark contacted us and wanted to preach his side. But so, where do you stand as far as, I mean, let's go through it. I mean, your friend came into town. She says you're definitely not a racist. I don't get racist from you.
No.
You know, so kind of
okay. Let's just jump straight to, you know, whatever people say makes me racist. The monkey noises and the N-word.
There you go.
Let's be real. She was jumping around, acting like a retard, acting like she's King Kong, king of this house. I beat on my chest and go, like I'm a gorilla, like I'm the baddest man here. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. One of the most infamous lines in movie history. Is that racist? He's black and said gorilla. Is it racist? No.
Actually, that's racist.
We all know.
Right.
King Kong is the man. I was beating on my chest because she was hopping around like she's the man with a lamp in her hand in underwear. And 2, the N-word. Nia, and I quote, said, I got niggas I will call to come and end you. And I said, and I quote, call yo niggas. I did not say
You are.
U-R-A. I said, call them. You just said it to me, bitch.
No.
So he was just repeating.
Oh, so now I'm a racist, and I said, and I don't think I ever said the word monkey in that entire thing. So where does she get the phrase monkey? Anything out of any of that?
Well, it's probably just.
I never said it. I do a pretty damn good monkey impression. You don't need to know it's a monkey to know what I'm acting like.
Well, okay, so we watched it and we felt it. And then one thing that kind of aggravated me personally is Marlon kind of jumping in to sort of quote unquote save Nia.
Yeah, that really bothered us.
And then. You know, a lot of it is I don't know why I compare him to Leroy from the Vegas season.
They look similar.
Well, please don't. I love Roy Lee so much.
Oh no,
yeah,
Leroy
on Rivals too. So
Leroy is the homie.
I love Leroy.
No,
Leroy's the homie here. Don't get let's not get twisted.
Don't get us wrong.
But with my thing with Marlon is
I love Marlon, but
so if Leroy was in the house, I feel like Leroy would have pulled you aside like, yo, bro, like you can't be saying these words. I know she just said it, but like, and the way Marlon took it, it just like he took this aggression out.
He was more like a
fairness,
diva
remember that Marlon said, I don't know, Jordan, maybe you can tell us about this. When we had Marlon on here, Marlon said that before this incident, he heard you say the N-word before that, and he sat you down and already talked to you and was like, listen, this isn't cool with me. And then this incident happened.
I heard that too. And let's be very, very, very clear. I did not say it at a meeting. Marlon and I were sitting by ourselves outside talking about it. And then I said, and I quote, the way Ben Roethlisberger was acting, because we were talking about, you know, basically athletes with money, or just anybody in general with a great opportunity, tons of money, and they screw it up. And we were talking about the N-word, we were talking about everything, and I said, dude, see, the way I see it is, the N-word is, it's not a race. You know, the way people use it, it's not a race. It's a way of being. It's a way you're acting. And there's a difference between an ER and an A. And everyone knows that. We all have that big argument. And we were sitting down together. I said it, and I said, Ben Roethlisberger was acting like an ER. And he said, well, dude, you can't really say that because
you cannot do that. As an African-American, I'll say you cannot.
That's basically criticizing an entire race. And I was like, I get where that's coming from, but in this day and age, it's not, you know, it's not about that anymore. Like, nobody, it doesn't bring up, I mean, to very few people does it bring up a certain time in history. I mean, to our generation, that's not what it means anymore.
Well, this is the thing. I mean,
for the first time this season, I think I have to disagree with you.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. It's like, yes, that that word is kind of thrown in the music nowadays, you know, so it's kind of came into our culture just with everyone, you know. A lot of people are feeling comfortable with saying that, but the one with the ER, that one you just don't say. You just don't say
ever
that.
say that
word. And that is exactly what Marlon said. That's exactly what I agreed to. I was like, dude, you're right. I was like, I mean, I never thought of it like that, but it was not a deal of I said it, and then Marlon was like, yo, dude, you can't say that.
Right.
Like, it was not that. It was him and I, a personal conversation, no offense taken whatsoever, and he let me know. He was like, dude, you can't really say that for the exact reason that you just said.
Well, and let's talk about what caused that fight. You know, obviously, Nia came into the house. You guys seemed to get along at first. She seemed to really like you. While talking to her on the phone, she says, She was not into you sexually at all. We felt like there was a little sexual tension, not only just her side, but also between the two of you guys.
She did not say she was not into him at all.
She said that he was an attractive man.
Yes.
But she's not someone that she would normally go. She would go after.
Okay.
So, with the fight, obviously we believe that Nia kind of fully instigated the entire fight. Did you know that she was plotting against you as far as calling you saying you had a small dick and that you had small dick syndrome? Did you know that prior to it all?
No. I mean, most of what Nia did, she would run to the roommates and say stuff, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to mind fuck him, all this stuff, and whatnot. The little big stuff, she would, that stuff, obviously she said out in the open with everybody, but all the plotting crap and the, I'm going to do this, but act like this, and I'm going to do this, but I really mean this, I'm going to confuse the shit out of them. All that stuff, I had no idea what was going on, but, did it work?
Okay, I'm going to let you clear the air for a second, just so you have your turn to speak. Do you have a small dick? Would you like to answer the question?
I'll
and put Nia in her place.
I will answer it the nicest way possible. If I said I did, that's just some guy trying to defend his pride, right? But I will say this. I've never had a girl tell me that.
Okay.
Well, and wait, but Nia, honestly, Nia came on our show and she gave you the credit over Johnny, so
right.
she kind of stuck up for you in that sense of it.
I thought about, I was like, man, and all the interviews and stuff after, they're like, oh yeah, she's saying this and this, and I'm like, you know what I really wanted to say? For her to be such like a bad bitch, and I'm gonna suck the skin off your dick, and she couldn't even get me hard. I'm like, come on, like, you can't. I'm like, you can't talk like that, and you can't get me ready. Guys know, all you guys out there, you know. When it's getting hot and heavy and it's about to go down, he knows, and he stands at attention. He gets ready.
That's
and hey, they know. All the guys know. So, and she couldn't do it.
That's true. Let's talk about last week's episode with the fight and Nia kind of going off.
Please.
And him. Well, really, kind of give us your perception of it. Like, where were you? What were you doing? Perspective. Why did I say perception?
I watched your guys' show when Nia called and you guys talked about this, and the whole time I'm just sitting there like with got my fingers in my mouth, like trying to blow my brains out. Like, come on, she really? You guys see it all. Any guy out there that's had to break up a fight, anybody out there that has been in a fight, girl or guy, it's like, as soon as it went down, as soon as it started, I'm standing there with Johnny. Now, one of the girls in this fight is Johnny's girlfriend. So, which of the two girls will Johnny grab first? I'm going to bet it's going to be his girlfriend. So as soon as it all started, Johnny grabbed Avery, I grabbed Nia, right arm around her waist, and my left arm I stick in between both of them, period. Mm-hmm. That's how isn't that how people break up fights? You grab one, you pull them the other way. I wasn't holding Nia. I never once said, get her, get her, get her. I was saying, stop. You two, fucking stop.
So why do you think that she thought that you were, doing something against her?
No. She does not think that. Let's be real. Nia is not a dum-dum. She knows what she's saying. Dum-dum. And, for her to be such a bad bitch thug, 6 foot tall, it's all there. Avery's 5'8", 115 pounds, and Nia didn't smash her.
Can you tell us?
Nia, if you ask Nia would have drove her into a piece of wood like a hammer. Right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
But Avery held her own, so there's got to be a reason why. Why did Avery? Oh, that's right. I bet Jordan, that motherfucker, was holding me back. That's what it was. He couldn't have me.
Okay, I know that you didn't watch previous seasons, but usually when there's a fight on The Real World, somebody's getting tossed off the show. So do you know why in this season neither of them got tossed off?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us?
Well, I can't definitively say I do, but after See, when we first got to Portland, there were rumors, and I don't know if I figured it. I figured it was the same rumor that was on every show. This could be the last one. This could be the last one. Mm-hmm. It's a contract year, all that. So we all kind of had a suspicion, and then after Marlon and I got in each other's face, and I don't really know how far they showed us going, but I mean, we were in each other's face saying, "Let's go, motherfucker, right now. Let's go." And nothing happened. However, they pulled us aside. The executive producer pulled us aside one by one after, and he says, "Hey, you know, we know that it says no physical contact in, or, you know, no aggressive physical contact in the contract. However, if this happens again and both parties are pretty much asking for it, we're going to allow it to happen."
Wow.
And as soon as they said that, we all came back, and, like, I mean, Marlon and I, even straight when we came back, we went to each other and was like, "Did you just get that talk?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Dude, they're going all, like, they're just trying to get ratings. They want to see a fist fight for ratings." And then when that happened and it came to a vote, a vote, like Jessica or Anastasia would have the balls to raise a hand in front of Nia. Ever.
Like 2 days
In what world would that happen?
Y'all had 28 hours anyway to be there. Y'all weren't even going to be there that long.
Did you feel like Avery and Johnny were really in danger after the fight happened? And that's why you decided to vote
If
Nia?
you're asking me if I think Nia would attack them in their sleep, 100% yes.
Yeah, sure.
And how did you...
Yes, I truly think that. And they didn't show probably a good 30 minutes of Avery and Nia's fight. After we separated all that, after they hit in the bathroom, Nia kept going. Like, I told Johnny and Avery, I was like, "Dude, just go to your room." I stood at the door. Nia kept coming in there. I think they show Nia throwing a drink on her. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Multiply that by about 10. She picked up every single drink, or if there was a cup that had half a drink left in it, just been laying around, a can. She picked everything. She threw probably 10 to 12 drinks on Avery, myself, and Johnny, talking shit the whole time, talking about how I should have killed myself. My dad beat me. That's the only reason why I'm saying anything. Johnny's a punk who doesn't make any money. Avery's a whore. They didn't show any of that. And I just stood in front of Nia, didn't say a word back to her, and just said, I didn't say a word back to her. What a contradiction. All I said was, "Look, this isn't happening. Just go away." Didn't say one derogatory, nothing mean, nothing.
And then,
I'm like, "Dude, this isn't happening. Go away. Just go away. Just leave. It's over." Because Johnny and I were not going to let. Did I want to see Avery kick her ass? And do I think she would have? Yes.
Huh.
But I hate it when girls fight. I literally here. We live in the country. We fight for fun. I mean, what do you do in high school on a weekend?
Right.
Start a bonfire, drink beer, and you fight.
Right.
Duh. But
True.
we don't let girls fight. Girls are not supposed to fight, and we don't let that happen. And I was not about to let someone that I love. Avery's like family, Avery and Johnny both, and I was not about to let that happen, even though I thought Avery would come out on top, and believe she would.
Watching tonight's episode, then, how did you feel about the aftermath when you saw how crazy the whole thing, Nia was scheming against you and trying to get Dom to kick your ass? I mean... Yeah,
I didn't know about that literally until we all met up at the diner. I had no idea about that at all.
Yeah, that was like a situation.
They didn't show... Oh, man, it was so much work at Marlon's performance. Nia and Dom would literally come up to the, like, or not Nia and Dom, Nia would come up to the table. I was sitting with Brett from Smeetsa. Basically, a bunch of Smeetsa people came to support Marlon and a couple Splash Bar friends. And she would come to the table. I mean, we're paying them no mind and just start talking shit on Brett, start talking shit on Smeetsa. Me, just flip the table off for no reason. Be yelling at us, "You're going to get yours, you're going to get yours," all this stuff. And Brett looks at me and goes, "Does she act like this all the time?" And I said, "Yes, 100% of the time, that is exactly how she acts." And they didn't show any of that. And, I mean, I stood outside. You know how everything goes when you leave a club. Everyone kind of stands outside, says their goodbyes, blah, blah, blah. I stood out there literally 2 shoulders away from Dom and Nia. And they didn't say anything, didn't do anything, and I said, "All right, guys, see ya." Walked home by myself.
How did you feel about the meeting with Dom?
Go ahead.
How did you feel about the meeting with Dom when you guys all went to the cafe? Was that genuine for you?
I mean, was that just weird that Dom was like in this mix? Like, what the hell?
You have no idea.
Where did he come from?
Like, who is Dom?
I was like, what? Are you like trying to get your homies deals off of this? I was like, what? What does he have to do with anything?
I know.
And
it's a whole episode.
I thought it was weird. One thing though that I did not like, they showed 2 minutes of that. We had like an hour and a half long deal. There's so much said that they did not put in there at all. And that right there, prime example for why I do not watch this stuff. It'll piss you off for no reason. I know it happened, and I'm going to get mad about the way somebody else interpreted it.
Interesting.
So what do you feel like happened in that we didn't see?
We just, we recapped over a lot of stuff, and they made it seem like everything was just truth, all right, I'm good, whatever. And it was not like that. She would bring something up, she would bring our fight up, and then we debated about that. And I even told Dom, I was like, dude, I did not say this. I did not say this. And Nia even said, well, it was in the heat of the moment, and I thought you said it. I was like, well, you thinking I said that, then went and told that to Marlon, then that started an entire thing on race in the house, which it never should have been brought up at all, ever. I mean, race was a huge issue for our season, and all because Nia thought she heard me say something. They didn't show any of that.
They should have shown that.
And
right.
Thank you. Thank you. The Johnny and Avery stuff. I went in there. I was like, and a lot of the dislike I have for you isn't even what you do to me. I get it. I bring out, I piss some people off, and they just go irate. And if that was what it was, fine. But the way that Nia treated Johnny and Avery, and they didn't show her talking all the shit she talked on Jessica, and she talked shit on every girl in the house.
Who, Avery?
No,
and that right there, I'm just in my eyes, those are your friends, your dogs, your people who have your back, and you're shitting on them. That doesn't show me much for character. I'm big on character and who you are when no one's looking, and she just did not show me anything in that aspect, as well as everything that happened between her and I. And I said, at the end of it, I said, look, we've apologized and made a lot of great strides here, but this doesn't mean that we're all of a sudden best friends. Mm-hmm. And Dom looks at me and goes, why not? And I just looked at him like, really?
That was him trying to get extra camera time.
I was like, really? Just like that? You think we're just we're good, best friends after 3 months of war?
Like Dom, since you were in the house the entire time.
Exactly.
What do you think?
I was like, homie, and really, she only came in like the last month and a half we were there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like they were seeing a trainer. I think he trained them like 4 or 5 times.
And then they were best friends.
An everyday thing.
Right.
Wait, this is just an annoying pet peeve question of mine because we were watching. It seemed like Dom had himself a little belly.
Was he ripped?
Hold on, no comment because.
Watch Dom go call in.
I've never seen a trainer.
Dom's gonna call in.
But I'm gonna laugh at that statement and know that I'm laughing with you.
Okay. Just never seen a trainer look like that before. Just throwing that out there.
All right. On that note, any final questions for Jordan?
No, I think we got it.
Well, Jordan, before we let you go, I know you came off the challenge, and
we can't wait to see that.
We can't wait to see you on the challenge because definitely watching you and knowing your personality,
that's his element.
It's going to be
element.
Can you give us any type of
sneak
little tidbit about what we can expect? And then I also want to ask you. How'd you feel about the scandal with Marlon that happened?
The scandal?
Yeah.
What's the scandal?
Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there.
I guess. What are you referring to?
Okay, I'm gonna put it out there.
Scandal.
Oh no, Derek.
And I don't know if it's just
scared.
someone just putting some tea out there and seeing where it buzzes, but rumor has it that Marlon had an oral moment with Derek from Real World Cancun.
Which I love. I love Derek. He's super fucking funny.
Oh, Derek.
And that's the question. man, this is going to be a great season of the challenge.
Nice.
I can't wait. Are you guys ready?
We're so excited.
Thanks,
Jordan, thank you so much for calling. Jordan, tell everyone your Twitter handle.
Hey, Twitter handle, I literally just changed it 2 days ago for the challenge, but it is at Jordan MTV. Follow me. I'm funny.
Awesome. And you also have a T-shirt line or a clothing company or something?
Yeah, no, for the board shorts, T-shirts. We want to get into jeans, a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, Livid, Livid. Follow us at Livid Co. And go online to lividup.com. I have a new girls line that is about to drop.
I like the name of it.
Shirts, tanks, shorts, bikinis, all designed by me.
Hey.
So that'll be dropping in about a month when the challenge hits. And be looking for some of your challenge hotties to model those clothes here pretty soon.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get you to call back when the challenge begins.
Yes, please. I had a blast with you guys. Thanks for calling me in, and thanks for being Team Jordan.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys. So there we go. We have it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys check us out on iTunes. Download us, subscribe. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at AfterBuzz TV. Also, please support us by purchasing The Adventures of Serial Buddies on iTunes. Now, I know the Real World is coming to an end. We are going to do a reunion show, so be on the lookout for that. But you can keep the Real World conversation going.
All right.
There's a whole lot. Clearly, you heard about that tea. There was no denying about that tea, though.
No deny.
There was no.
I loved his answer. It's gonna be a good season.
So
I believe it.
tell us any info you guys get. Tweet it at us. You can tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
Me at sensei_DRC. Check out my website, senseidon'tplay.com.
All right.
Okay.
Drea Renee _N at Roxy Striar.
Till next time, peace.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.